Julien Laurens is joining me as we look at the UEFA Europa League draw. It returns in August. It's not all about the Champions League, y'all. Jules, let's start with Manchester United. And we said it before when we were talking in the Champions League about PSG, that the draw was kind to them. Would you say the same thing for United now?
To a certain extent, yes. It's kind to them for the quarterfinals. They will go past LASK Linz because they won 5-0 in the first leg, so that's an easy one. In the quarterfinal, it would be either Copenhagen or Başakşehir, who are top of the Turkish league. But still, I think a very affordable draw for United, especially the kind of United team and performances that we've been seeing since the restart of the Premier League. However, for the semi-final, it will get much tougher. They could face Wolves if they go past Olympiacos, and then in the quarterfinals playing either Roma or Sevilla. So it will be either Wolves, Roma or Sevilla in the semi-final for United if they get there, which would be a much tougher game going into the final than if they qualify.
And then, of course, you know, I always say when we're talking about Man United, given especially how last season went, Wolves have been such a thorn in the side of Man United. They have definitely shown improvement, especially after this coronavirus pandemic break coming down. And the fact that they do have a bit more experience in European football than, say, Wolves, does that count for anything? Does that help to cushion the blow of the thorn that Wolves really has been in the side of United these last two seasons?
You're right. It's been a bit of a bogey team. Is that what you say?
Yeah, the bogey team.
Yeah. Which is funny. I don't know if psychologically comes August, and like you said, with the momentum United are having at the moment, if that could play a part. But certainly Nuno and Wolves know how to play against the United side. However, this is a very different United side, as we saw with Bruno Fernandes and Paul Pogba coming back, and Mason Greenwood with a breakthrough really last couple of weeks. I don't know if Nuno and Wolves and the recipes that they used before to beat United can still work, but I just don't think anyone would want to face Wolves. They're so disciplined and so hard to beat and so hard to play against that for anyone it would be a tough game. However, again, I think United are in such kind of form that they would beat anyone, and I still make them huge favourite to win the whole competition, actually.
Your friend Tony Martial has been a part of that rebirth too. You got to give him some props there. But let's move on now. We'll talk about Tony another day. Inter Milan, and many would probably say when they get by Getafe, could face Bayer Leverkusen, who have a nice advantage over Rangers. But we still know anything can happen. So that is looking like, at least on paper, should be the most enticing matchup. Do you think, Jules?
Yes, definitely. You're right. You want to see Inter against Bayer Leverkusen, Kai Havertz against an Antonio Conte side, who has done some good things this season, but also, as we saw again last night against Hellas Verona in Serie A, drawing 2-2, not really being really good either collectively or individually, especially defensively. So it's an Inter side with issues that might be resolved when August comes, but still it's a team that Bayer Leverkusen side, playing at their best with a lot of intensity, with the magic of Kai Havertz, could beat as well. Even Getafe, it's not a given that Inter would beat Getafe over one game. Getafe, who even since the restart of La Liga haven't been as good as they were before the pandemic, but still very disciplined, defensive side with a good press as well. That is very difficult to play against. So Inter, really tough game against Getafe, then potentially a very tough game against Bayer Leverkusen if they face them in the quarterfinals, and then even in the semis. Again, they might face a tough game before making maybe the final and then play against United, for example. So for Inter, if they want to win this competition, it would be a hell of a journey as well.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN+.